Uh, Here we are, just assing it up here at Wilderweb on Whidbey Island. Today, we are going to do some real focus in our flow on neck love, on low back love, on, in particular, Quadratus Lumborum love, which we all decided sounded like a Harry Potter curse and can sometimes feel like that in your body, and also some love around the mid-back. So kind of all back and neck today we're focusing on. The playlist that we're going to use today, if you're following me on Spotify, is Goddess. All right, so let's come into some breath awareness. Come into the awareness that these bodies are exactly as they should be, exactly right now, in exactly the right time, in exactly the right place for the evolution of our soul. Thank you, Sean Korn, for that term. So could we let that land? Could we really believe that? Is it true? Could my body, with my low back hurting, with my neck hurting, with my mid back hurting, be exactly as it should be right now? There's nothing I have to do or change to inherently make myself more worthy of belonging in this body. That makes me want to go. And we come back home to what is innately true at this time in the evolution of our soul, in the evolution of our planet, in the evolution of the guardians who care for this planet. We are on the land of the Coast Salish people, a land that provides us so many forgivenesses. So much abundance, so much nurturance. May we tend to the body that we all share with sweetness, with steadfastness, with resilience. And may we tend to our own bodies with that great care. May the care of our tending grow and bloom and blossom and bear fruit for the next 7 generations. Palms gather at our heart space. If you have any personal intention or even just a moment of silence, now is the time to state it. One Om to open. All right, my dears, we'll push our play button on this playlist and stand at the top of the mat. So this first Oli is a Hawaiian prayer chant. Kanti, do you want to show the movement that we're going to be doing? Hoo. Eahu. Eahu. So there's a point at this song where you're here, it's only like 30 seconds long, where we'll do that motion. Yeah. So push play, 3, 2, 1, push play. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right toes to the back of the mat. Dip your hips, lift your heart. Breathe in. Straighten that leg. Breathe out, the front leg. Stay for an inhale. Bend the knee. Place that right knee all the way to the earth and come up low lunge. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Lengthen your neck. And here, lean back, supporting the neck. Feel the neck really long. Lean back, feel the shoulders go down, feel the elbows broaden, and don't worry about sending your hips forward. Feel like it's a rise through the heart. Rise like a mighty wave. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, frame that front foot, straighten that left leg. So you're in half splits or Ardha Hanumanasana. Take a deep breath in here. And a long breath out. Bend that knee, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee up. Lift your left arm to the sky. You might be quite wide. One more breath in. Frame that foot, plank. Plank can have your knees down. Shift your weight forward and lower yourself to the earth. Inhale, Cobra Pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. You might pedal, you might sway, you might bend one knee, then the other. Your right leg goes high. Inhale, draw the knee in toward your belly, chest, or even your nose. Lift that leg back to the heavens, and then take that right knee across the body toward your left arm. Lift that leg back to the heavens. Take the knee toward your right arm. Lift that leg back to the heavens and step the foot forward between your hands. Dip your hips, lift your heart, breathe in. Straighten the leg, breathe out. Stay for an inhale. Bend that right knee and place the left knee down. Come up low lunge and interlace the fingers behind your head. Lengthen the neck and start to lean back. And it's less about sending the hips forward, more about the heart up. Notice that and kind of draw the front of your ribs in just a bit. One more breath here. And then reach your arms up. Inhale. Frame that front foot straight in the front leg, half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. And then we're drawing that right hip back just a smidge. Yeah. Breathing, noticing. And then bend that right knee again, tuck your back toes under, lift the back knee up, lift your right arm up. And you can be wide here. Lots of space for the belly. We're drawing that right hip back just a little. Beautiful. Inhale as you gaze up. Exhale, frame the front foot, step forward and fold. For a moment, interlace the fingers behind your tail. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Let your arms rinse out overhead and breathe. Release your hands. Rise all the way up on your inhale. Palms to the heart. Few side stretches. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lean to the left. So your right arm might be really reaching over. It might grab your own head. And then start to spin the heart up. So we're really kind of targeting Quadratus Lumborum, but also the whole side body, the lats, all of it. Come back to center and switch sides. So taking a few extra breaths here, your left hand might grab your head, spinning the heart up, feeling what feels useful, that whole left side body. Great, coming back to center, both arms up, inhale, exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your left toes to the back of the mat, but come all the way up now, crescent lunge. So finding your crescent lunge, interlace the fingers behind your back, behind your head, yep. Lengthen the back of the neck and start to lean back. So again, it's less about sending the hips forward, more about sending the heart up. There could be a generous bend to the back knee. You could try to draw your right hip back a smidge, yep. You could reach your arms up and then frame that front foot and lift your right arm to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, plank. Shift your weight forward, lower to the earth. Cobra pose. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Left leg goes high. Draw the knee in toward your belly, chest, or nose. Lift the leg back up. Take it across the body toward your right arm. Lift the leg back up toward your left arm. Lift the leg back up. Step the foot forward, crescent lunge. Interlace those fingers behind your head, lengthen your neck, lean back, let the shoulders go down, let the heart open. Maybe draw the left hip slightly back. Nice. Feel that wobble that might happen in this real balanced pose, yeah? Inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, frame the front foot, lift your left arm up. Breathe in here. Frame the front foot, step forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Two more breaths here in chair. And then cactus your arms, shine the heart up. Inhale, stand all the way up and lean to the right. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale back to center. Lean to the left. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cactus like the arms, shine the heart to the sky. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Plank. You might shift forward. You might bring your knees down, lower halfway down, chaturanga. Cobra, or if it feels okay, upward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Downward facing dog. Right leg goes high. Inhale. Draw the knee in toward your belly, chest, or nose. Step the foot forward, crescent lunge. Rise up. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Lengthen the neck. Inhale. Lean back. Exhale. Arms reach up. Inhale. Frame the front foot. Reach your right arm to the sky. Deep breath in. Frame the foot. Chaturanga. You might float that leg. Cobra or up dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg goes high. Breathe in. Draw the knee in towards your belly, chest, or nose. Step the foot forward and rise up. Crescent lunge. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Lengthen that sweet neck of yours. Lean back. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, frame that front foot. Left arm to the sky. Deep breath in. Chaturanga, you might float that left leg. Cobra or up dog on the inhale. Down dog or child's pose, or sit back on your heels, whatever works for your body right now. 5 breaths. You can tell me I can do it. When you're ready, meet in down dog and then walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Cactus the arms, shine the heart. Stand all the way up, inhale. Lean to the right. Ooh, my back just popped. Inhale back to center and lean to the left. Inhale back to center. Cactus the arms, shine the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Halfway lift on the inhale. I'm going to say down dog your way. Down dog your way. Right leg high. Draw the knee in toward your belly, chest or nose. Step the foot forward, rise up, crescent lunge. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Lengthen the neck, inhale. Lean back, exhale. Arms up, inhale. Frame the front foot. Right arm high. Deep breath in. Chaturanga. You might float that right leg. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Big breath in. Step the foot forward. Crescent lunge as you rise. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Lengthen the neck, inhale. Lean back, exhale. Arms up, inhale. Frame the front foot, exhale. Inhale, left arm lifts high. Exhale, chaturanga. You might float the left leg. Cobra or up dog, big breath in. Downward facing dog, breathe. 5 breaths, could always be child's pose. So we're gonna do this flow one more time through just like that. And then we're gonna start adding on, yeah? So notice when you kind of, we're moving a little bit quickly. And then there's the rest and down dog. That can always be a different rest position. It's a chance to come back to steady breath. Walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Cactus your arms. Stand up, inhale. Lean left. Stand up, inhale. Lean right. Back up, inhale. Cactus the arms, shine the heart. Arms reach up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Down dog your way. Right leg lifts. Step the right foot forward. Crescent lunge, rise. Interlace the fingers. Lengthen your neck. Lean back. Arms up, inhale. Frame that front foot. Reach your right arm to the sky. Deep breath in. Down dog your way. Could be chaturanga. You could float that right leg. Do what works for you. Left leg is high. Step the foot forward. Crescent lunge, rise. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Lengthen the neck. Lean back. Arms up, inhale. Frame the foot, exhale. Left arm up, inhale. Down dog your way. Five breaths. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose. Cactus the arms. Stand up, inhale. Lean right. Inhale, center. Lean left. Inhale, center. Cactus, shine the heart up. Beautiful. Now come back to center and sink your butt into chair. Yep. Palms to the heart. So stay up high, but twist to your right. Yeah, that might be where you stay today, especially if the low back is talking to you. Otherwise, you might place your left elbow between your knees and use that left elbow against the left inner thigh. And that's another place that's a little kinder to the low back. Or you might put your left elbow outside that right knee. Yeah. Palms can be together where you're pushing them against one another to rotate the torso. You can look down if that's easier for your neck, or you can challenge yourself and look up. See what's useful for your body right now. Take another deep breath here. On your exhale, fold forward over the legs. You might nod yes. Oh, I love twisted chair. Or no, not really. Not my favorite pose. No. That's okay. Chair pose. You might bring your palms to your heart, stay up nice and high, twist high to the left. You might place your right elbow between your knees, using your elbow against your right inner thigh to twist. Or you might place that right elbow to the outside of your left knee to twist. You might look down, some kindness for your neck, or you might try to look up. Changing the gaze can change the entire practice. Ay, twisted chair. Inhale, fold forward over your legs. Exhale. Shh. Halfway lift. Inhale. Down dog your way. Right leg goes high. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge, come all the way up. And then bring your palms to your heart. You might bring that left elbow outside the right knee. Maybe that doesn't feel good in your body and you want to put your left knee down. Or maybe you want to have your forearm or wrist outside that knee. Whatever really is useful for you. You can take a half bind like Kanti's showing, great. You might take your outer right hip down and back. You might open your arms high to low. Or you might stay with your palms together using that elbow against the thigh to really rotate the torso. See what's useful for your low back. What feels like, this isn't necessarily more advanced. It's just a different, you have to mess more with the balance here. So sometimes if you're really feeling like you're messing with the balance and you're not getting deeply into the torso, putting the back knee down can actually help that. It can become a more useful expression of the pose is what I'm trying to say. Do you like when I talk to you on and on and on while you're holding a twisted crescent lunge? Frame the front foot, straighten just the front leg and flex your toes up to the sky. I'm always aware of it when I'm going on and on and on and on and on till the break of dawn. And then and no, got it. Have you there for 45 minutes while I talked about your chakras? Okay, chaturanga or down dog your way. Left leg lifts. Step the left foot forward, crescent lunge. All the way up you go. Palms to the heart. So remember, what's useful? Does the back knee want to be down? We know we're twisting. Yeah, we're twisting to the left. So do you want your elbow there? Do you want your forearm there? Do you want your wrist there? Do you want to put one hand behind your back, kind of half bind while you're up higher? Do you want to bring the palms together, really press against each other so that you can maybe get that right tricep there? What feels useful to your back? Like if we're thinking of it mainly from the point of view that I want this twist to be in my torso, I want to support my low back here by drawing my belly in. What feels useful? And I went on and on for quite a while, so we'll take another couple breaths so that it's somewhat even on this side. And then frame that front foot, straighten the leg, and flex the toes up toward the sky. And then down dog your way, maybe through chaturanga, see what works. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. So now we're just going to straight up flow for a while. Yeah, chair pose, inhale. Fold forward over your legs, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Down dog your way. Lift your right leg, step the foot forward, crescent lunge. Rise all the way up, inhale, and twist high. Left arm in front, arms in a T shape. Inhale back to center, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Frame that front foot, side plank on the left. Side plank on the left. Deep breath in. Chaturanga maybe. Float that right leg. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog, left leg goes high, inhale. Step that sweet foot forward, crescent lunge. Breathe in as you rise, twist high, right arm in front, arms in a T shape. Inhale, center. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Frame that front foot, side plank on the right. Deep breath in. Chaturanga, you might float your left leg. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Down dog, 5 breaths. Down dog, 5 breaths. So always that flow between slow, steady holds, faster movement, and then points of rest that feel less vigorous, less effort. Notice the difference between holding 5 breaths in down dog or 5 breaths in twisted chair. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Down dog your way, down dog your way. Right leg goes high, breathe in. Step the foot forward, crescent lunge. Rise up, inhale. Twist high, left arm in front. Arms up, inhale. Warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Side plank on the left. Deep breath in. Chaturanga, you might float your right leg. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, breathe in. Step the foot forward, crescent lunge, rise up. Twist high, right arm in front. Inhale, center. Warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Side plank on the right. Deep breath in. Chaturanga, floating that left leg, always maybes. Inhale, cobra or up dog, and then choose a place to rest. 5 breaths.
In your band, always maybes.
Always maybes.
Harmonium.
She says our band is going to be called Always Maybes, and she'll play the harmonium. My stand-up comedy routine is going to be called Mildly Uncomfortable. Walk or hop to the top. Dear. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Inhale. This time, stand up straight and strong. Palms right at your heart. Just feel, notice your body here. Notice what's happening as we move fast, as we move slower. What feels useful? Let's reach your right knee up and then fly that leg back. It's either airplane or warrior three. So what's the difference? Warrior three, you reach forward, try to bring the outer right hip down. And so like Kanti's demoing, it's kind of a 90-degree angle. It's a pretty straight line. Where airplane, and I might have you demo, arms out to either side, out to either side. Yep, and the chest is higher. Beautiful. Yeah. Step back, crescent lunge. Inhale here. Twist high, right arm in front. Inhale back to center. Warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle. So here in side angle, side angle, side angle. You might have your top hand reaching alongside your ears. You might reach that top arm along under, what am I trying to say? Behind you, half bind, half bind. You might thread your left arm under for a full bind. I know, side angle, side plank, it's also confusing. Yeah. And then maybe step that right foot forward for bird of paradise. So you would root down through the right, come up with the left. So if you have a full bind, great. But if you don't have a full bind, you can grab hold of your left leg, even hang on to the knee, or you could even try to reach for your big toe and straighten it out to the left. Yeah, take a couple breaths here. Bend that left knee, place that left foot down to the earth. We're going to step the right foot back, but you might have a second of a bound half moon. Oh dear. Land warrior two. So 5 breaths in warrior two. How could this pose be interesting to you? Be new. How could it captivate your awareness? Inhale, exalted warrior. This time, frame the front foot, side plank on the right. Chaturanga, you might float that left leg. Cobra or up dog. Back to downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Walker hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose. Stand all the way up, mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Lift your left knee up. Fly your left leg back through airplane or warrior three. And then land back to crescent lunge. Twist high. Left arm in front. Inhale, center. Warrior two. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angles. So here in side angle, half bind or full bind, half bind or full bind. And then maybe bird of paradise, stepping that left foot up, rooting left. As you rise up with the right leg, you can have the half bind, or if you don't have the full bind, you can use your right hand to support the leg anywhere or grab the big toe. You might start to straighten the right leg. Great. Deep breath in. Place that foot down. Now, as you place the right foot down, you're going to bring the left foot back. It might be a moment of a bound half moon. Maybe. It's a big ask for most of us. Land warrior 2 for 5 breaths. 5 breaths, just rooting, pausing, warrior 2. Could that right knee open over the second and third toe? Yeah, good. All right. Inhale, exalted warrior. Side plank on the left. Draw the front of your ribs in. Chaturanga, you might float that right foot. Cobra or up dog. And then everybody child's pose for a few breaths. Child's pose. So in child's pose, you can walk your elbows forward, place your palms like prayer position or Anjali Mudra, and have them come behind your head. So we're going to work through my favorite sequence for shoulder support and upper back support. Dolphin 3 ways. So with your hands still in that prayer position, lengthen your forearms to the floor, shift onto your knees, and start to push into your wrists. So I like having my hands light in dolphin pose like this, just fingertips touching, but you can also interlace your fingers if that feels better to you, tucking the bottom pinky under. Lift your hips high. So as you lift your hips high in dolphin, push into your wrists enough, and even the pinkies of the hands enough, where some of the weight feels like it's really moving that direction instead of all on your elbows. Yeah. Feel your shoulder blades broaden. Generously bend your knees. And lift your sitting bones up to the sky. And as you straighten your legs, push into your wrists. Yeah. Try to keep, if you can, your head off your hands, off your arms, and off the floor. And then bring your knees down and rest child's pose. So again, you can have your palms still together, elbows forward, thumbs behind the head. So we're progressively asking for more external rotation in our shoulder joints. And those of us who work on a computer or anything like that, we internally rotate our shoulders crazy. So it's really challenging to get them to externally rotate. So the next one is also known as forearm dog. You're going to shift onto your hands and knees and separate your palms. So your palms are down and you're creating this almost square between your elbows and wrists from one side to the other. So we really don't want the elbows to slip out from under the shoulders. So make sure they're under your shoulders. Push into the wrists. So now when we start to separate the hands like this, it's the inner part of the wrist by the thumb that we're trying to ground down. Yeah. And then lift your hips high. And your head is off the floor. You can have the back of the neck nice and long, like Kanti's beautifully demoing, so we don't have to strain the neck here. And keep the neck long. Bend your knees generously, lift your sitting bones up, push into your wrists, especially that inner wrist by the thumb. And then as you begin to straighten your legs, just where can your head be so that it feels like the neck is relaxing without the head on the floor? So dolphin is very strengthening. It's very strengthening pose for the shoulder girdle. In this pose and also in down dog, there's been an emphasis to try to bring your chest towards your thighs, which I think gets us out of alignment in the shoulders. So you can do that, but still really focus on the push away from the earth, because that's what's really going to strengthen the shoulder girdle. Yeah. Bring your knees down, child's pose. So this next one you can do without a block, but I prefer you to have a block so you have something to push against. But if you don't worry about it. So we're going to turn the palms up. So it's the same as what we were just doing, except the palms are turned up. Now, as soon as the palms turn up, your wrists are probably not going to be on the floor, but we're trying to put energy so they're going toward the floor, especially that part of the wrist by your thumb. It's not going to touch the ground likely, but we're trying to at least maybe have our thumbs touch the ground or go that direction. Yeah. So as soon as you tuck your toes under and lift your hips up, you might feel a lot of pressure wanting to go to your elbows. Try to ground down your wrists. If you have a block, push against the block. So the pinky edge sides of the hands are really pushing into the block as you open your thumbs toward the floor. So that's the external rotation of the shoulders that we're looking for. The push against and then the opening of the thumbs toward the floor. So we'll take about 10 breaths here, if possible for your body, Such good support. This is actually how I rehabbed my shoulder from an injury that just was so annoying for like 2.5 years. And this is, other than this, the only thing we could do for more external rotation weight bearing is if she lifted her legs to the sky. So you don't have to do it.
That's not feel safe.
No, it feels incredibly safe if I went and pushed on it, though. It's weird. And then knees to the earth, child's pose. Our next experience is going to be with camel pose in a different way. Camel pose, you might put a block between your thighs and come up onto your knees and tuck your toes under, sure, but you're just going to interlace the fingers behind your head like we've been doing. Lengthen the neck. Before you even think about bringing the heart up, just lengthen the neck and start to send your hips forward. Yep. So as soon as the hips start going forward, you might hug a pillow or a block between your thighs. And then you start to lay back. So it's hips forward and then laying back, keeping that neck nice and long, keeping the shoulders moving down, keeping the elbows opening wide, keeping the heart lifting up, keeping the ribs drawing in, keeping the belly engaged. Lots of things going on with this pose, even if the movement doesn't seem dramatic. About 5 more breaths here. Come sit back on your heels, hero's pose. So remove the block, remove your hands, sit back on your heels or sit on a block between your heels. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder And encourage that neck stretch by reaching your right hand for the left side of your head and gently guiding the right ear to the right shoulder. Reach your left fingertips strongly down and a little bit behind you. Coming back to center and switching sides. So left ear to left shoulder, left hand guides the left ear there. Right hand really dramatically kind of reaches toward the earth and a little bit behind you. There's a lot of energy running through the right arm and hand. And then coming back to center, making your way to downward facing dog. Right, my dears, right leg lifts. Draw that knee forward for pigeon. So here in this pigeon pose, drawing that right hip back and maybe placing a pillow or a block or a bolster or something underneath it so that you can stay upright for a few breaths. You might rest your hand on that thigh, and that's a great place to stay. Or maybe you could interlace the fingers behind the head. Lots of this interlacing behind the head today. Lengthening the neck and then leaning back. See what works. And there's kind of a scissor that has to happen in this. It's a big lift of the pelvic floor. Do you feel that, Mula Bandha? Yeah. And so there's kind of a lot that you're asking. It's strong, it's active. Scissoring the legs back to front, right hip draws back, left hip draws forward. One more breath. And then frame that knee and fold toward the earth. Yeah. A lot of QL and erector. Yeah. Nikki, I hope that was okay for the QL. Okay, my dears, when you're ready. Back to down dog. You could lift that right leg. You could spin the hip around and around. You could even flip your dog if you wanted, whatever feels useful. You could shake it out. And then we'll switch to the left side. So left leg lifts, draw the knee forward for pigeon. Place something underneath your left hip if you like a block or something. And then if it feels okay, so if this is not great for the low back, don't do it. You could just keep your hands on that leg, or you could try to interlace the fingers behind your head, lengthen the neck and lean back. Yeah, so Kanti was talking about the erector spinae muscle group that runs parallel to the spine, and the QL, and that it's kind of asking a bit of the back body here. So if that doesn't feel useful right now, don't do it. Scissor the legs back to front. Inhale. Frame that knee, fold forward into your pigeon, half pigeon.
Interesting.
Connection.
Yeah, groin and erector. How much this has to release.
So she's talking about the psoas and groin and the connection between that and the erectors and probably QL. Like it's probably a lot of QL, honestly, because QL connects right by the erectors. You know, hopefully maybe this isn't true for all bodies. You know, sometimes hypermobile bodies are just so exalted in yoga, and certainly that was absolutely true for me because I'm just naturally flexible. And so of course all of that, it's like, oh, you have such a great practice. No, I'm just working toward ripping my limbs off. But what I was thinking of is Hanuman, you know, and how Hanuman was such an easy pose for me to dump into for so many years, you know, just dump into the pose because my joints are capable of doing that. And when you stay back in Hanuman a little bit, when you make sure that you have that 90-degree and you engage the pelvic floor and you engage the quads and the hamstrings and the hip flexors, and you lift up out of the pose, that's actually what it's supposed to be, with your arms up overhead, this big expression of lift. There's so much strength involved that you can't collapse into your joints. But poses like Pigeon and Hanuman, the way they're practiced in modern yoga, westernized yoga, colonized yoga, is so much about exploiting our flexibility. So all of that is to say, if you feel tight here, that's a gift. Breathe. And when you're ready, coming back, you might be doing some hip circles. You might even flip your dog. See what's useful. And then it's onto your backs. Drawing your knees in toward your belly, doing a few hip circles or a happy baby pose. And then maybe bringing the soles of the feet together and interlacing your fingers around the pinky toe edge sides of your feet. And then twisting to the right. So whatever twist shape feels useful to you right now in your body, choose that one. Coming back to center, my dears, and twisting over to the left. When you're ready, Shavasana, corpse pose. And when you're ready, my dears, rising back to a seat. And gratitude for these bodies, these sweet bodies. And gratitude for the body we all share, Mother Earth. Gratitude for our community and the connection we can feel virtually. In the spirit of peace, we say, Shanti, Shalom, Salam, Amani, Maluhia, Irini, Shiakan, Jam, Pache, Pas. In the spirit of our collective community healing and ultimately liberation for all, we say, Ashe, Amin, Amen, blessed be, Kapu Aloha, in Lakach, Satnam, Namaste, Matakwiasin, Black Lives Matter.